More than 100 million Americans face a severe weather threat this weekend. For much of the country, that means a new round of extreme cold. It feels like it's below zero this morning from Montana all the way to New England.
A strong storm is taking aim at the west this morning. More heavy rain is raising the risk of flooding. And a 10-mile stretch of the Pacific Coast Highway near Los Angeles is closed because of potential rock and mudslides. Ben Tracy is in Glendora, California, east of L.A., where hundreds of people are already under threat. Ben, good morning.
Anthony and Nora, good morning. This neighborhood here in Glendora is under mandatory evacuation this morning. They're hoping these concrete barriers will move all of the water and the mud that's coming off the hillsides back here down this street and away from the homes. They've put 1.6 miles of these throughout town. They've also given out 30,000 sandbags, preparing for up to 6 inches of rain.
The wet weather began moving into Southern California overnight, threatening to unleash the heaviest rain the region has seen in 3 years. It's the second time in days the area is getting hit. Slick roads made for dangerous driving conditions Wednesday night, but this latest storm is expected to pack more of a punch, dumping up to an inch of rain per hour.
But after 8 p.m., you can't come back up.
Thursday, officials evacuated 1,000 homes in Glendora and Azusa amid fears of flooding and mudslides. Both towns are nestled by hillsides scorched in a recent wildfire.
All this area will become massive debris and dirt flows.
You've got a recently burned hillside here with limited vegetation and a very steep slope. It's a recipe for what the experts say is the potential for a great deal of damage.
Crews installed concrete barriers, hoping to minimize some of that damage. The goal, funneling water and mud down the street and away from homes. Homeowners also work to build their own last line of defense.
This homeowner put up some plastic on his hillside, hoping to help prevent some slides.
We are as prepared as we can be. I hope it's good enough.
Even before the rain started falling, many people packed up and heeded warnings. Still, some are staying put, at least for now.
If it looks like the rain's really building up and there's water flowing, we'll probably decide to go. But for right now, we're staying and assessing how the storm's going to be.
You know, when we have wildfires around here, there are people who stay behind trying to protect their homes, but police say when it comes to floods and mudslides, there's nothing you can do to stop it, so you might as well play it safe and leave. Anthony and Nora?
Good advice, Ben Tracy. Thanks.
I think as the day has gone on, the saturation effect is starting to take over. The rivers that started with water that turned to mud now are actually coming from out of the streets. They're going into the yards, they're going into the backyards, and we have some severe mud flows into some of the backyards. The fire department doesn't have equipment at this point in time to stop the flow as it's coming down off the mountain. So again, if we come up and make an evaluation and tell you that there's not going to be anything we can do except for get out of the way right now, we'd really like you to heed our warnings and leave the area, evacuate, and let's come back and clean this up and take care of your home afterwards.